What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs, and I want to thank you so much for joining me today. So in today's vlog, we're going to continue to talk about the 2017 Honda Civic LX, which is the latest addition to the vehicle fleet here at the house. It is also my new daily driver, replacing my much loved 2015 Ford Fusion S. So in today's vlog, we're going to talk about, so far, what I like about this car and what I don't like about it. Basically, we're going to do the whole pros and cons thing. Now, as this is being filmed, the reveal of the Civic has not been uploaded yet. We're far from that at this point, actually. So I don't really know what your guys' comments or criticisms on this car are yet. Because as we are filming this, I've only had this car for just a little over a week. And is that enough to really get to know the car? Maybe not 100%. I'm sure there's a lot of scenarios that I haven't put myself in with this car yet. But just, trying to find every excuse possible to drive this thing. Obviously, I've been taking it to work all week, so a lot of driving's been done there. But, doing some errands. Obviously, I filmed the last vlog, so that was some drive time. Just tried to get in as much drive time with this car as possible. And, as of right now, a little over a week has passed since I signed the papers to take ownership of this 2017 Civic. Here are the things that I really like about it, and here are some things that I don't care for so much. Some pros and cons. Now, for the most part, there's not going to be any real cosmetic criticism in this video, because in the last vlog where we kind of did the whole tour on the Civic, I told you guys, the things that I didn't care for initially, like, well, the crystal black paint, the wheel covers, stuff like that. But, exceptions were made, because I think the black looks really sharp on this particular generation Civic. I think it really goes with the curves of the car. And the wheel covers, well, I do like the design of the wheel covers. Like I said, some of them are marked up a little bit, which is okay because we can always replace the wheel covers and not the entire rim. So there's definitely some advantages to having the wheel covers, but we're not really going to cover anything like that. I'm more so talking about functionability. Some things, on the inside that, over the week I've kind of paid attention to. And, well, again, some, things that I just don't care for. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. So let's head inside. Now, first and foremost, it has been one whole week, a little over a week, as I mentioned, and the car had a full tank of gas. Obviously, when I took delivery of it, they filled it up. And as of right now, we are at our first low tank. So that's pretty low. Lights on. It still says that we have 22 miles remaining in the tank. Now, trip B was reset, so far I have driven 351.2 miles since I took delivery of this car that night, and I'm averaging just about 35 miles per gallon, which is amazing compared to the mileage that I was getting on the Fusion. Now, at the time that I traded the Fusion in, we were averaging at about 26 miles per gallon. I think a little over. It was like 26.6 or something like that. And that was from the trip computer that was reset from day one of ownership with the Fusion. So, yes, I think it is safe to say, just after a week's worth of driving, and doing a lot of driving at that, we're definitely saving some fuel with this car. Now, does it really even out? Because right now, the price of gas is obviously really bad at this time. Gas prices are well over $4 in my neck of the woods. I'm not sure what it's like, in your part of the area or whatnot, but over here, I don't even know what it is. I know it's over $4 a gallon, And I think this has like a 12 or 13 gallon tank. So to fill this car up, it's probably going to cost me about the same as it would the Fusion, which had like a 17 or 18 gallon tank, I think. So the tank is shorter or smaller. Tank smaller, but we're not using as much gas. Whereas the Fusion uses more gas and also has a bigger tank. I don't know. We might be breaking even at this point in time. I don't know. But I am happy to see that, 35 miles per gallon in a week is that's pretty impressive. So that's definitely a pro. This has definitely proven out so far in just 1 week's time to actually be saving some fuel usage. So the one other thing I mentioned in the previous video we kind of looked at briefly, and this is like, I guess in a way, a con to this whole system here. But this is just the basic standard AM/FM multimedia system, no CD player. It is playing USB right now off my flash drive, which is how I usually listen to the music. But compared to the Fusion, the filing of this system is definitely a lot different. To access the filing, you would just simply hit the select button there in the center, and it lists everything by album. It doesn't give you the artist. And this can be time consuming to try to, find something to listen to. So basically in the Fusion, which had the sync system, you can put the flash drive in, and that operating system gives you the ability to search artist. So you would click on artist, and then you would see all the bands and all the artists that you had on your flash drive. Then you would hit a specific artist, like Green Day, for example, and then that's when you would see these album names. So you are able to break it down to a specific artist that you want to listen to, and then go from there. Whereas this is all of the albums, and it just kind of takes a little while to find somebody to listen to. So is that something that really breaks, my love for the car? Absolutely not. It is just something that, oh, here, I could play this because this is my old band back in high school, Eccentrophobia. But it just, it's a little more time consuming, and especially when you're driving, it's a little harder to manage. Now obviously the system itself is just the basic 4-speaker system. It's not bad sounding. So I can't complain about the sound system itself. It sounds really good. But yeah, the organization stuff, it's kind of a con. And in relation to that, I did use the voice command thing for the first time, and unfortunately the voice command does not read or pick up album commands like the sync used to. So in a way that's kind of a con, because I thought maybe that could be a shortcut, play album by Light of a Jean Black. And unfortunately, no, it does not work. The voice command thing is only for phone.
Say a command.
See, cancel. So that's kind of a bummer. Again, a big deal? No. I can manage without it. Make do without it. Now the system with the bigger 7-inch screen, the actual touch screen, I wonder if it's the same type of file organization, if this is going to be something across the board on, all of the Hondas, because, their operating system obviously isn't really designed the way that, sync is. No big deal, though. No big deal. I could live with it. One other little thing that I kind of noticed that I kind of miss in a way, and I didn't realize I was going to miss it until I just happened to look for it and noticed it wasn't there. A compass. There's no compass. The Fusion had a compass in the center of the display, and this doesn't have a compass. So that's kind of sad because now I have no idea where I'm going. Now another pro that I like for sure is the tire pressure monitor system. This has an indirect system, which means no sensors in the wheels. It runs off of the ABS system, off your wheel speed and such. And I did have a low tire light come on a few days ago, so I was able to stop. I checked the pressures, made sure they were all, where they should be, and then I got in the car and recalibrated the system by holding the button. The light flashes and then it goes off. So that's definitely, I kind of like it better than having the sensors, because the sensors, as I mentioned, I think before, the sensors die, they break. One good shot to the wheel could just easily break a sensor off, and then you got the light on forever in the flashing light that says, hey, there's a problem with the actual TPMS system. So I'm okay with the indirect system for the reasons that you don't have to worry about having the sensors die out. And if the light comes on and you check your pressures and everything looks to be okay, you just come in and you recalibrate the system. So I don't know. I think that's a pretty cool system. So that's a pro for me. Tested the car in sport mode for the first time the other day, and wow. So the sport mode was not what I was expecting for it to be. The way that it worked was I was getting on the highway, before the ramp. I put it in sport mode, and then as soon as I hit the accelerator, the car definitely takes off faster than it does in normal drive mode. And then when I got to the ramp and merged onto the ramp and actually gunned it, it really accelerated in a way that I was not expecting for it to. And this has a CVT transmission, so once it was at speed on the highway, it kept the engine RPMs higher, a lot higher than it would have in normal drive mode. But that was kind of fun. I can't complain about that for sure. That's definitely a pro. When I get an opportunity, I'm going to use sport mode again. But honestly, the CVT in general, I was really iffy about driving something with a continuous variable transmission. For one, the quality of them are not all that reliable. But Honda, I guess, has proven to be one of the more reputable brands to have a CVT in their vehicles. And as long as they're serviced, when they should be, fluid changes and such, they'll last for a long time. And the one thing I was worried about was adapting to driving a car that didn't have any, shifting. Obviously, every car that I've ever had, including the Fiesta, which is a semi-automatic, basically it's, you're used to having cars that shift, from gear to gear. You're used to having engines go up and then down and up and then down. And you don't get that, obviously, with this car. And honestly, I like it. I like not having to feel transmission shifts. It's so weird, but at the same time, I love it. The engine will go up, to a certain point and stay there as you're accelerating, and then once the amount of throttle matches obviously the speed or the amount of power that's been delivered, that's when your engine will start to bog down to what would be kind of like a final drive in a regular transmission. And I honestly think that accounts for its fuel saving ability, and it also accounts for just the overall, I think, acceleration in the car. This is a 2-liter 4-cylinder, no turbo, nothing, naturally aspirated. It's like 158 horsepower, which is definitely a little bit less than what the Fusion was putting out. And this car definitely gets up faster and responds faster to, the throttle and such. Picks up a lot quicker than the Fusion did. And that could be for several reasons. The CVT could be, one of them. The car being smaller, a little bit smaller, is definitely another reason. The car is definitely a lot lighter than the Fusion, so that's definitely a reason there. So all of this adds up, not only to actually give me more of the performance that I was kind of missing in a daily driver, but also it's fuel saving. So definitely a pro. As of right now, the CVT is definitely a pro. Never thought I'd say that. Wife's home. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to put gas in this vehicle for the first time. We're going to fill up the tank, and with current gas prices, and you guys seen how low the tank was, I want to see how much it's going to cost to fill this thing up. Is it going to be, over 40 or 50 bucks? I guess we're going to find out. We need to get gas.
Huh?
We need to get gas.
I need to get gas too.
Oh, yay. Okay, break time. So yeah, we just drove out to a place my wife has to get something, and she's almost back already. $42.76 to fill up this tank. So we put a little over 10 gallons in it from empty. So not bad. I really can't complain about that. That was a lot quicker than I thought. Well, here we are again, a few hours later. We're getting ready to head back home now because there's about to be another winter storm about to take place. It's actually starting to snow as we speak. Overnight, supposed to get up to like 6 inches of snow, and hopefully that's the end of this because we're in March now. Hopefully this is the last snow thing of the season. But it's dark now. Let's talk about something that I'm another thing that I'm kind of surprised about that I've learned about this car. So, dome light. You open the door, you have a light. But up here, you have the map lights, and they do not turn on when the doors are open. They are strictly for map lights. But yeah, they don't turn on at all when you open the door. Another thing I'm kind of surprised about. Is that a con? I don't know. Not really, because this center light here is actually quite decent. But I'm sure the interior would be really bright, because these are super bright when they're on. So, I don't know. That's just another one of them things I noticed. Where are we at now? We did a lot of driving. 390 miles, and my average went up over 35 miles per gallon. That's amazing. I really am surprised at how well this car is on fuel so far. Alright, and then just like that, we make a weird transition into the Fiesta because I had to take it to get gas for my wife so she didn't have to do it in the morning. But while we're here, and now that it's nighttime, the Civic is parked right there. But I noticed if you unlock the Civic at night and you hit the remote, you see the lights flash and the inside light comes on, but like the Fusion would the headlights would light up in in a darkly lit area, and it was kind of nice. But that's just one other thing I noticed. It's really starting to get nasty out here, guys, so I think we're done. I'm gonna go inside now. We're gonna call it a night. So that's what I got so far. Now, as I've said before, and it stays true, because I made a similar video about this when I originally had the Fusion also, after I had it. The pros and cons of the Fusion. And as mentioned, a lot of the stuff that I mentioned that were more on the con side is definitely not that big a deal. It's nothing that's going to make me hate the car or anything like that. By all means, I am still extremely pleased with the decision that I've made, and still never really thought I'd own a Civic, let alone a Honda. But so far, I feel like I made a really good choice, and the car has been a blast to drive over the last week. And again, we really won't know how this all plays out until we are, years down the road. So like I said, 1 week is not really enough to get to know the car to its full potential. But at the same time, this video is just more so showing you guys what I've noticed about it over the week that I've had it. And, the things that have definitely, in a way, been taken away from me by giving up the Fusion. But there's also things that we've gained with this car that the Fusion didn't have. So that's really it. That's all I've got for today. It's getting nasty outside, and I'm sure I'll have to be up early to clear off the driveway. So, that being said, if you did enjoy this video, and if you're looking forward to more Civic content, give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and also check out teespring.com/store/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. That's all I've got for tonight, guys. I will see you next time. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. Take care.